I'm going to give a kind of this background and pitch for this, or an overview of this program called ELIZA for the iPod Touch 7th generation. I wrote this with XCode. So I modified quite a bit of code from Swift into XCode. And ELIZA is actually not necessarily itself a new idea. ELIZA has been around for quite a while. And so just kind of give you an idea, what is ELIZA first. ELIZA is an early natural language processing computer program. And it was created from 1964 to 1966 at the MIT Artificial Intelligence Laboratory by Joseph Weizenbaum. So ELIZA was one of the first chatterbots and one of the first programs capable of attempting the Turing test. So that was a pretty big deal back then. ELIZA's creator, Weizenbaum, regarded the program as a method to show the superficiality of communication between man and machine. But he was surprised by the number of individuals who attributed human-like feelings to the computer program. Many academics believed that the program would be able to positively influence the lives of many people, particularly those suffering from psychological issues, and that it could aid doctors working on such patients' treatment. While ELIZA was capable of engaging in discourse, ELIZA could not converse with true understanding. However, many early users were convinced of ELIZA's intelligence and understanding despite Weizenbaum's insistence to the contrary. I actually agree with Weizenbaum. But it's still, this is a very useful program if you're just looking to create a simple question bot, and that's exactly what this is. And so I'll go ahead and demonstrate it and hopefully kind of explain how the code works. Basically, how does ELIZA work under the hood? I will say this, is there really any generative grammar? Per se, there's sort of this kind of recursiveness or recursion within it. I would say that very crude, maybe to a very, and I do mean very limited extent, would I say that this is anywhere like a generative grammar. It's that crude. It really is crude. In fact, if anything, you'll kind of see what's happening, but it's going to work off of keywords. And so, first of all, one of the keywords is I'm going to restart this thing. So, one of the easiest ways to close this program is I'm going to tell ELIZA to shut up. So, okay, and then I'm going to restart ELIZA. Okay. Hopefully she doesn't remember how rude I was. Of course she won't be. Okay, so let me try something like this. This was actually kind of a task. I had to go in and kind of clean up part of the code where it couldn't get the case right when it came to pronouns and such. So can you help me? Okay. And so it actually did that correctly. I had to go in there and kind of figure out why in the world it wasn't getting the case right. But now it's saying help you instead of help I or me. It was doing some really weird stuff, and then I figured out what it was doing. So I'm going to just say I am lonely. Did you come because you're lonely? Yes, I did. Are you sure? I have no friends. No. Okay. See, now this is where we're starting to see that ELIZA has no idea about context. So she's working off of some key words, really. So I don't even really want to say this is generative grammar. It's even it's even worse than that. I mean, there's some kind of, like I said, some kind of recursion, and it's somewhat generative to a certain point, but very, very limited. Let's say I have been feeling horrible. I feeling bad because I have been in quarantine. Which this is actually a real deal. How long have you been feeling bad? Because, okay. And as you can see, that this is where it breaks down. And so, how long have you been feeling bad? Because I've been in quarantine. I thought I had corrected some of this stuff, and I didn't. So, I'll probably go back and try to see if I can figure out how to fix that. I'm still fixing the bugs. But again, she doesn't really understand context, and I think by now you should be understanding that. But back in the early 60s, people really thought that this was AI, and it's clearly not. Let's see. Can I get your phone number? Perhaps you don't want to get my phone number. I am attracted to computers. Do you believe it's normally attracted to computers? No. Let's see. I don't want to say no because it'll just. I do not. It is abnormal. There you go. Try. I'm not sure I understand. See, she doesn't understand that. She doesn't know what to do with that. Why do you not understand? Okay. And basically, I'm going to tell her to, just shut up. And she goes away eventually. Okay. So this does actually serve a purpose. I think some simple program like this, for a person who needs some kind of therapeutic way of venting or just, having some kind of discourse, even with a bot, because maybe in quarantine, super lonely. Believe it or not, loneliness is a really big problem. I think I see this, especially lately, I'm seeing this quite a bit. So I think this might be a way to solve that problem, hopefully. It's superficial, but I mean, if you think about it, how much more different might it be from talking to Alexa or Siri? I mean, now I will say this: Siri and Alexa actually is really advanced, but you're still talking to a machine. So, it's in a way it's still superficial at this point. So I think for right now, something just as crude as this, and this is extremely crude, it really is. And I forgot to actually show how crude, but can you tell me something? Now watch. Okay, so it's going to show this. Don't you believe that I can tell you something? Now remember this. Don't you believe that? And that right there is going to be the first phrase. And it actually cycles through these phrases. So I'm going to, can you be nice? Perhaps you'd like to be like me, be nice. Okay, so see, things are sort of getting weird. And that's going to be the second phrase. So just remember these. Can you come over here? You want me to be able to come over here. And see, yeah, see, I need to. And then, can you tell me again? And see, don't you believe? Okay, so let's try it again. Can you see what I am doing? And perhaps see, so you remember the perhaps you would like. And last time, can you say that again? You want me to be able to. So as you can see, if I do this again and again and again, we're just going to be cycling. Can you, stop talking? I don't know. And see, don't you believe that I can stop talking? So as you can see, what it's doing is it's actually cycling through an array. It's finding a keyword, and with that keyword, it cycles through an array. So it's really, there's no intelligence whatsoever behind it. But again, I think this will actually serve a good purpose for a naive user to at least be able to get some kind of therapeutic value of discourse. And maybe that might relieve some anxiety. And I think right now it's a really good time to find any means to relieve anxiety and such, especially with many things happening in the world, such as a pandemic. And quarantine is apparently proving to be very difficult for many. Personally, myself, I love it, but you know, everybody is different. So I think this is a very, very interesting program, and I want to keep working on it. And I think that it could serve a really good purpose for many people, even though it's a very old, crude program, but on maybe new devices, even such as an iPod Touch 7th generation.